The modern man tutorials. Single mothers are the best choice. I'll say it that way. So the idea is, so many things to say, but it has to do with the whole money aspect, right? Not every guy needs their own legacy. Not every guy needs love, right? Most guys, on average, I'll say 70% of guys, they just want sex, right? Sexual access. Not only that, they would like to, share their knowledge and experience to the next generation. Some guys actually, you know, like the idea of raising kids, and it doesn't necessarily have to be their own. Especially if you're an older son or older child, I should say. You're used to, helping raise your, younger siblings as well as your nephews and nieces. So the idea of raising somebody else's child is not new to you or a problem. All right. For me though, I prefer ladies who have kids already, because that already gives me one step. That's a pre-built family already. Wife and kids, right? Well, if I wife her, of course. But the point is you already have the kids there, so you can raise them, and this helps with the whole single mother issue, where you have a lot of single moms out here. Yes, largely it's their fault, obviously, but there are those rare occasions where it is the guy that was the issue, and can't undo what's been done, right? She's a single mom, so instead of ignoring them, trying to punish them like, oh, you made bad decisions, you need to suffer, you need to go through life, not being with a man and not having a life and blah blah blah. It's like, nah, that's bullshit. I agree that consequences, but they already have the consequence, right? They're already suffering, right? They already paid their dues, right? They already did their time, right? They did the crime, now they're doing the time, right? So they already already did their time. So the point is now it's time for rehabilitation, right? Time for a redemption, right? It's time for them to get back into the proper frame. Most chicks that become single moms, they get their mind right. Not often, but they typically do, and they understand and appreciate the value of a guy who's a protector and a provider, especially if that's all you're bringing, right? You're bringing protection and providing, but you're not bringing love per se. You're not bringing loyalty, right? Right? You're more likely going to be having multiple chicks anyway if you're that type of guy. So more likely it's like, well, I bring money, and if that's what you want, that's what I bring. Want protection? Gotcha, right? But can't expect, and we tell this to the ladies a lot, it's like, you can't expect more than your baby daddy, right? If your baby daddy wasn't much of a provider, wasn't much of a protector, right? Wasn't much of a man, and all he did was give you dick, you can't expect more than that from the next guy, right? We'll give you money, we'll give you dick, but that's it. Our best will be given to she who is worthy, which typically will be a chick that has no kids. She'll be the worthy one. She'll get more from the guy. But we will give you what we can give you. And the idea is, we should give you something. Damn. We should give you something. Right? As guys, we should give you something. So I'm, encouraging the idea that guys gotta stop promoting this idea of like not messing with single moms. The idea is, if you're broke, don't mess with single moms. That's correct. If you're broke, don't mess with single moms. If you have a lot of options, like let's say you have a lot of money, right? And of course you can always choose a chick that don't have kids and stuff. That's fine, great. You do you. But most of you guys are average. Most of you guys are less than average. Most of you guys are barely average at best. You have the audacity to hear this stuff online, you hear in the Red Pill community about not messing with single moms, not messing with 304s or chicks with OnlyFans and stuff like that. Those standards, those things that those guys are saying, those are for guys who are at least not even six figures, be above 6 figures, 7 figures and above. Guys who are 7 figures and above can have those standards of no 304s, no single moms, no, chick with OnlyFans or Instagram and blah, blah. They can have those standards, right? Because they have a lot of money, right? And they have a lot more to lose. They got status and reputation and stuff like that. Most of you guys, no one knows who you are. Most of you guys are losers. So this whole idea that you guys trying to adopt a standard that doesn't match your income is ridiculous. All right, so stop being delusional, guys. Y'all acting like females, thinking that your value is higher than it really is. Right? If you live in your mom's basement, you can't do no better than living in somebody else's mom's basement, right? So being with a cougar, or a single mom who over 40 and stuff like that fits you, basement dweller. Not no Instagram chick, not no supermodel, definitely not no virgin chick. Like, a lot of y'all don't deserve more than y'all think y'all deserve. But anyway, let's get back to, if you got good money, 6 figures and above, then you can obviously afford the extra expenses of dealing with a chick with kids. Now, I'm not saying necessarily deal with a chick that has multiple kids. Obviously, at least a chick with 1 kid is reasonable. That's what I'm talking about. The one that has at least 1 kid, and she's been able to maintain just having 1 kid instead of just being out here mass producing, right? So she will only have 1 baby daddy, so that's only 1 other guy that you have to deal with, or maybe not. Maybe he's not in the picture, which is ideal. Right? A single mom where the baby daddy is not in the picture is more ideal than if he was there, right? Because if he is there, that means she's weaponizing the child against the baby daddy, which means she will weaponize the child against you, and that's when it becomes an issue. So I don't support chicks who still have connections with their baby daddies, because more likely there's issues there, and those issues automatically transfer over to you. Now, if you can handle it, you can handle it, but not every guy can handle certain things, just like not every guy is a man. So I'm not telling you guys who aren't men to go get a single mom, because y'all can't handle it. But guys who are real men, right, who can handle anything, then yeah, you can handle a single mom. You can handle a 304 chick who's has a lot of clout, a chick with money, right? Now, are these chicks are preferred over chicks who don't have these, issues or these extra things? Yeah, of course. And if, you have the options, choose whatever options you prefer. Right? If you want easy mode, then go easy mode. But for most guys, we like a challenge. We like hard mode. So we'll take what's left, right? We'll take the harder route because we can handle it. The main thing I would do, especially when it comes to like single moms and stuff like that, or just chicks that aren't in the best, that don't have leverage, right? That are not in the best position to make demands, right? All they can do is make ask. They can ask for shit, and then you have to decide if they get it or not, right? So if she wants a guy to help her with her kid, you have all the leverage in that, as opposed to if she didn't have kids, then you don't have leverage. She'll have the leverage because it's like, well, I'm very desirable because I don't have kids, I'm young, blah, blah, blah. So she has all these options. It's when they start having less options, is when you have more options. Think about the irony in that. Most guys don't even know that they have more options when that happens. But that's why this whole bullshit standard of like, guys, stay away from single moms and chicks with OnlyFans, blah, blah, blah. No, that's stupid, because most guys actually get more benefits with these types of chicks than if they avoided them, because by avoiding them, you're reducing your options. So you'll have less options because you only have a select few chicks that fit the criteria of not having kids by other dudes, right? Not being desirable, because they're probably young. No, not desirable because they're old, right? No, I'm saying wrong. The point is you'll have better options. That's what I'm saying. You have less better options, especially if you don't have those options. All right, so Reducing your options to zero is stupid. And that's what most guys tend to do, is reduce their options to zero, because they already can't get chicks that have no kids, low body count, no OnlyFans, no Instagram, blah blah blah, right? Like, it's already, most of you guys can't get those chicks at all. And then you want to disqualify the chicks you could get, which are like single moms, chicks with OnlyFans, and so on and so forth, which makes no sense. Most of you guys are virgins because y'all too busy trying to get the best chicks that y'all can't get, when y'all should get the worst chicks, which y'all can get with a little bit of effort. And most of you guys don't even want to put it in effort. Most of you guys don't even want to do the bare minimum just to get the bare minimum chicks, but think y'all deserve the high quality chicks. It's like, no, the high quality chicks is for us, for the guys who have the options, the guys who did the most, put in the most work. We deserve the best chicks. Y'all deserve the worst. So fuck out of here thinking y'all deserve better than y'all really deserve. Y'all not gonna get better than me when y'all don't put in the effort I put in. So just common sense. I'm just saying, you should get paid what you're worth. Your worth should be equivalent to your efforts. If you do nothing, you deserve nothing. Just common fucking sense. Reality check. But anyway, it's just something I tend to notice online a lot. It's like chicks are already delusional, thinking they're 10s and they deserve the perfect guy, but they don't, and they're not 10s. It's understandable that they believe that because they're emotional, right? They're not logical. But to see guys, what they think they deserve stuff. They think they're kings. Think they're high value, and it's like, why are you guys copying off of the ladies? Why are you guys trying to be delusional and trying to pretend y'all something you're not? 99% of you guys aren't high value and never will be. You'll be quality, you'll be decent, you'll have some type of value. You'll just never be high value, because none of you guys are going to be on Jeff Bezos' level, being able to make decisions to influence the world. Most of you guys barely can make decisions that influences your life, that improves your lives. So first and foremost, get your shit together before y'all start labeling yourself high value and kings and shit, when y'all don't do none of that shit. King of losers, yeah. King of incel kings, right? Definitely. But you're not kings. Kings are rare. So our high value men are rare. High value men can definitely call themselves kings because they're definitely in charge. But most of you guys are just average. Not even average, less than average. Most of you guys are barely average at best. But, yeah. But, speaking of but, right? But, you can always take a coal and turn to a diamond, right? You can always upgrade. Just like guys supposed to make themselves valuable, right? You guys build yourselves, right? Guys are not born with value, as they say. I'm obviously built different because I definitely was born with value, but that's besides the point. Thing is, most guys got to build their value. So if that's the case and you have the skills to build yourself up, then that means you have the skills to build anything up. Build up society, build up other people, including females. So you can turn a hoe into a housewife if you're that guy. You can turn a single mom with at least one kid. If you got the skills, you can do more than that. But just one kid, right, should be enough. You should be able to handle a chick with one kid and be able to turn her into the perfect wife, right? If you're that guy. But most of you guys clearly aren't that guy. Now it's all about learning how to be that guy. That's what my videos are for, to teach you to be that guy, which ironically is just another way of saying to be me. Because I don't be having the problems that you guys have. I have the solutions to y'all problems. I don't have y'all problems. And that's because I learn from everybody else's mistakes. I see what everybody else does wrong, and I learn from it. So that way I don't end up in the same situation, right? Plus, I pre-plan, so I assume worst case scenarios, and then I come up with solutions to those worst case scenarios. So that way I don't end up having those scenarios, right? Those bad situations. I got plans to beat Mike Tyson if he was in his prime, or even now, right? For example, right? Like, I got plans to defeat Bruce Lee if he was still alive, right, in his prime and whatnot. Like, I plan for shit. Granted, those are examples of things that are not likely to happen, but I plan for the worst, but hope for the best. So worst case scenario is that I end up dealing with a single mom, right? And I'll handle it. I got plans for it. Or if I get with a chick and then she wants to divorce me, I got plans for that, right? And the list goes on. That's the thing. As a man, you're supposed to plan ahead of time. You're supposed to plan your future. You're supposed to know when you're going to die because you plan for it. Your death should not be random. Should not be a surprise to you, especially as a man. Nothing in your life should be a surprise. Everything in your life should happen because you made it happen, because you allowed it to happen. So you definitely want to improve on yourself, obviously. Improve yourself financially, socially, right, physically, mentally. And then the world is your oyster, as they say. Choose your destiny. But what I'm saying is, you can choose single moms, 304s, chicks with OnlyFans, this, that, and third. It just, understanding what it takes to be able to deal with these types of chicks, right? To be able to deal, like a chick that has an OnlyFans. You could be a pimp, right? She's already doing whole behavior, right? Make money off her. Let's say you're with some chicks that there are 304s, but they don't have OnlyFans. Well, you can bring up the idea that they can make a lot of money on OnlyFans, and that you'll help them, so you can go that route. I mean, like I said, they're already doing it, and it's financially beneficial. So might as well get some of that money, become the middleman, right? Be the man that's in the middle that she needs to make that paper, instead of limiting yourself. Instead of limiting yourself to, these standards. Because it's nothing wrong with having standards, but you got to be able to afford it. If you can't afford the standards, then there's no point in having standards. Same thing as chicks that have standards, but they don't even live up to the standards. Like, they can't get the guy that meet those standards. And if anything, most of the standards are bullshit. They're actually excuses to disqualify guys, because they'll say they want a guy who's 6 feet, 6 figures, 6-pack, right? But date a guy who doesn't meet none of those requirements, or maybe meets one of them, right? Let's say the 6 figures. But then if the relationship doesn't work out, she blames the fact that the guy wasn't all 3 things, which was the reason why it didn't work out. It's like, no, it's because you're trash. Because the guy could literally meet all 3 of those requirements, and still the relationship won't work out. The reason why is because the relationship is not based off of those 3 things, those 3 materialistic things, right? It's based off of your ability to interact with the guy. You gotta understand this. Like, it's just, you can't blame a company for firing you for being late all the time, for being a shitty worker, for being lazy at the job, for not doing your job right. That's on you. But ladies nowadays have this delusional idea that if a relationship didn't work out, it's not their fault, it's the guy's fault. And of course they're gonna believe that, because you got chicks out here lying to them, telling them, oh girl, it's not your fault, he just couldn't handle you. It's your queen energy that he couldn't handle. You're a strong, independent woman, and that's why he couldn't handle you. Blah, blah, blah. This nonsense. It's his insecurity, which is why he left you. No, it was the fact that she got a train ran on her on your anniversary. That's why he left her. It wasn't her queen energy or her independence or any of the bullshit she likes to lie to herself with. That's why we say they're delusional, because they are. Females, not women, of course. Women are awesome. Females, they're the ones that haven't grown up and haven't become a woman, so of course they're still delusional, still childish in their mindset. So of course they're gonna make bad decisions after bad decisions after bad decisions, but then blame everyone else for their bad decisions instead of taking accountability, right? They're saying all the cutest gamer girls are actually really bad at games and deserve a little kiss on the forehead and had to be carried to platinum. And that'll be the end of the video.